The other thing the Lumetri panel is useful for is adding a LUT. So here's a couple of shots taken on the same day as that previous one. These are 4K shots which I put onto an HD timeline, so I'm just going to lasso them, right click and say set to frame size so they fit, but I've still got the option of coming up into the motion here and changing the scaling. You notice these two particular shots. You've got one that looks fairly normal and one that looks really flat. This was filmed using a Panasonic GH4. And the GH4 has got a new Vlog mode, which is where it shoots everything in a very flat mode, and you get more dynamic range, which means you get more information in the bright areas, more information in the dark areas. We've got a short tutorial explaining the basics of LUTs and dynamic range and that sort of thing, which is on the website. Have a quick look at that because it does talk about this with Premiere. Well, one of the things you can do with the Lumetri panel is add a LUT. Looking at that, I've got to do something to make it look good. I could up the contrast and down the blacks and fiddle with the whites and so on. But let me reset the whole thing. But instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the basic correction, and where it says input LUT, I'm going to click on it and I'm going to choose a LUT. Well, there's a Panasonic one there. Let's see what that does. Didn't work at all. As a default, there is not a LUT in here which is suitable for the GH4, but that's easy. All you've got to do is click on browse and go and find one. And now I've added that LUT in, it's taken the shot and it's brightened it up. Still not brought out quite the same as this shot, but the thing is I've got more to play with here. So for a start, I can put a bit more contrast in it, I could bring the blacks down a bit. And if you look in particular at the beach there, I've got more detail here in this really shiny sand than I have in that one. If I try and bring that back, it's a lot blockier. It's not quite as nice as the amount of detail I've got in here, which is the point of trying to film in a log mode. The point being that you can get more out of it. And it's nice and simple to be able to add a LUT to any clip and whack it on the timeline. It's all done through the Lumetri Colour panel. Once you've finished with the Lumetri panel, just go back to a different editing mode. The effects are there. You can still get at them through the effects control panel, and you can carry on working.